And go.
So hi, I'm Jessie. I'm one of the staff on the trip. I don't even really know how to describe Western as a camper. It was one of the most monumental experiences I ever had. You know, I left on the trip someone who didn't really like camping, someone who's really shy and quiet, and just about anyone will tell you that's not who I am anymore. I came back from that 35 days of camping a completely different person, and that's like what I feel like my job is as a staff, to make sure that these kids get the same experience and get to have their lives changed by what we see and where we go, just as much as I did. Honestly, like, this trip is pretty indescribable, but I can try.
You know what? Walk with me a little bit this way so we can get in the shade a little bit, because I don't want you to be washed out. So let's see if we can walk towards a piece of shade and yeah, and just keep on where you're. There you go. Now that's better. You're getting washed out a little bit. Go ahead.
So the trip's pretty indescribable. It's 35 days, 25 kids, well for us 23, 6 20-year-olds who really have no idea what they're doing until they get here, and 22. Oh my gosh, 20 is inclusive. That we're in our 20s, that, you know, have just got this responsibility of being the parent to 24, 23 kids, and they just say, go. You become their parent, you become their cook, you become their doctor, you become their travel guide, like you take them on hikes. I personally hadn't been hiking in 4 years before this trip, and you know, it's just something else, because being out here makes you want to do all these things. It makes it easier to be all these things, because it's just truly a spectacular feeling to be surrounded by things like these rocks that are just bigger than yourself. And you know, this is an experience that's so much bigger than yourself. And I can honestly say I'm proud of a lot of things in my life, you know, school, my family, but getting hired for this trip is 100% my biggest accomplishment to this day, because it's an experience that isn't like any other. You can't know it till you see it, so.
Well, Jessie, thanks for bringing up the guts of being a staff member, and you know, you impress me because your heart and soul is in this so much, and you talked about all the things that you guys are to the kids, as far as cooks and, you know, all the different hats that you wear. But I want you to know, from my standpoint, you guys are mentors, and you guys are all great mentors. And I think you guys are making impacts on some of these kids' lives that you don't even realize. But I'm blown away by it, and I hope that you and I can stay in touch, because I like where your soul's at, and I want to know what your future holds. So
Absolutely, 100%.
All right. Well, thank you, Jessie.
Thank you so much, Rick. It's going to be tough. It's going to be hard to find a bus driver who's into this experience. You know, they could be the best with the kids, but it's going to take a lot to find a bus driver who doesn't sit on the bus all day when we leave. He goes and finds his own hikes, and he finds his own adventures, and he makes his own friends, and it's just, you've truly just been a spectacular part of this trip, and you 100% fit in with the rest of the staff, because you're out here changing your life and our lives just as much as I like to think that we are.
Well, thank you. And I think, you know, no offense to the next bus driver, but I think I look more like a mountain goat than probably anybody else you're going to get. So
That's fair, especially if it's a girl.
Yeah, right. All right. Thank you, Jessie.
Thanks, Rick.